let's start off by hearing, what is suggestibility or influence? And what is it about ayahuasca that makes this something worthy of considering as a potential concern?
Yeah, I mean, I would start by saying that, psychedelics, not just ayahuasca, tend to open people up and they tend to make them more suggestible. This is not a bug. This is a feature. This is part of the reason why people take psychedelics. So this is the first thing to understand. It's not wrong in and of itself. Is the very source of the power of these substances. So, what makes cars useful is that they can go very fast. This also makes them somewhat unsafe. We could make safer cars that only run 40 kilometers an hour, but most people wouldn't be interested because, they want cars to be able to go a little bit faster from one place to the other. And they're willing to assume the risk that comes with the fact that if you're going at 100 kilometers an hour, there is more harm that might come to you than if you were running at 40. So first, I want to establish this. There's nothing, it's sort of one that if psychedelics were, the level of suggestibility in psychedelics were lower, it would also lower their power and their capacity to help. So that's, first of all, suggestibility is not in and of itself, or openness that comes from psychedelics is not in and of itself a negative trait. Usually it's quite the opposite. However, it comes with a certain, much like speeding cars, it comes with certain added dangers precisely because there's more openness and suggestibility. So, when people take psychedelics, they might have some of the most, powerful, profound experiences of their lives. When that happens, the person is, shocked, in awe, is very grateful, is very moved, and is deeply shaken. And this applies not just to the duration of the effect of the psychedelic, but there's quite a sort of tail or afterglow of this. You could say that it lasts, I would say, even a few weeks, where the person can be still deeply sort of, affected by what happened. Again, this is not a bug. This is a feature. This is precisely the point. This is why, it's looking for this experience that people approach psychedelics very often, and it's the root of their therapeutic value. But because the people have become so open and so suggestible, and because this period of sort of suggestibility is larger than just the effects, just the duration of the fact, a whole new set of sort of safety features come, which is, I think here, perhaps the metaphor is not so much safety as it could be hygiene. Hygiene might be a better way to think about it. When you are about to undergo surgery, your body is going to be open up, things will be taken in and out of your body, and a part of yourself that is normally not exposed to the elements is going to be exposed to the elements. In these conditions, hygiene is extremely important. The tools, the operation, the surgery room, the hands of everybody have to be extremely sanitized. Hygiene is called asepsis. You want to make sure that when you close the person back up, nothing from the outside got in that could be harmful. Now, it's a useful metaphor to think about what happens to people on psychedelics, except it's not their internal physical bodies, but it's their psyche, it's our internal sort of world, and our psyche and our psychology, which actually gets exposed to levels that normally are not exposed to the outside world, even to ourselves. And in here, the asepsis, the hygiene, doesn't have to do with how physically clean of germs the environment is. but with the work, the attitudes, and the position of the facilitator, which is the person, because it's the closest person, who can be most likely to sort of introduce willingly or unwillingly, with the best intentions or with ignorance or directly with bad intentions, can really affect a person in a period where they're very open.